This is KGW News at noon.
Голова Офісу президента тут.
That's Ukraine's president in a new video posted to social media. He says he and his cabinet are in Kyiv and they're defending Ukraine. That message came out after Russian media reported President Zelensky had fled the country. Good afternoon, I'm Brenda Braxton. New developments are pouring out of Ukraine today after the Russian invasion. Here's the latest. The UN Security Council is meeting right now in New York. Members will vote on a resolution condemning Russia and demanding it withdraw its troops. Ukrainian citizens are being told to stay indoors and prepare Molotov cocktails to defend the capital city. And after anti-war protests in Moscow, Russia says it will limit access to Facebook, a major platform for dissent. Ukraine's president says at least 130 people have been killed and hundreds more are injured, and those numbers are only expected to grow. Here's NBC's Bree Jackson.
Residents of Kyiv waking up to sounds of war and sights of devastation in other areas of Ukraine. Russian troops aiming to take over the capital city of Kyiv, cutting it off from the west. Residents sheltering in place as Russia's military targets major cities.
Обретением ядерного оружия.
Russia's foreign minister signaling Moscow is ready to hold talks with the Kyiv government, but only if Ukraine's military stands down.
По всей территории Украины.
Ukraine's president accuses Russia of targeting citizens, pleading with European allies to impose sanctions immediately.
Putin chose this war.
President Biden imposing harsh new sanctions. They include cutting off Russia's largest banks and companies from Western financial markets and restricting exports.
This is going to impose severe cost on the Russian economy, both immediately and over time.
Some critics say the president should have gone even further.
Ratchet the sanctions all the way up.
There's a bipartisan push for Russia to be barred from SWIFT, the secure system that connects banks in more than 200 countries. The administration says right now European allies are not willing to take that step.
They are profound sanctions. Let's have a conversation in another month or so to see if they're working.
The Russian attacks igniting worldwide protest. In Moscow, chanting crowds held anti-war signs.
Biden, stand with Ukraine!
In Washington, D.C., there are calls for a stronger response from the administration. U.S. military leaders described the current phase of Russia's military operation as the tip of the spear, warning of more violence and casualties to come. Bree Jackson, NBC News, Washington.
People rallied along Portland's waterfront last night to show their support for Ukraine. This is what it looked like near the Salmon Street Springs. People carried flags and banners and signs. Those we talked to say they want to raise awareness about what's happening and make sure supplies are sent to Ukraine.
Right now, it seems that Ukraine is fighting alone. And the message is, if you don't stop Putin now in Ukraine, the Baltics, Poland, other Eastern European countries will be next.
Local groups are trying to send medical supplies to Ukraine, but right now those things are stuck in Portland because of airport closures overseas and disruptions to the supply chain. Those groups say they're trying to figure out what to do next. We'll continue to follow developments out of Ukraine. You'll find updates on air and online at KGW.com. Later today, the community of Sherwood will remember a young girl killed in a car crash this week. 11-year-old Amelia Green was walking to the store Sunday night with her older brother's girlfriend when a car hit and killed them both on the sidewalk. This happened along Edie Road and Trailblazer Place in Sherwood. Today, Amelia's family released this statement saying, "Our daughter's legacy is that of love. She loved all of you without condition." Amelia's mother works at the Sherwood Elks Lodge. It's holding a public memorial at 4 o'clock this afternoon. There's some progress in Portland's push to open 6 safe rest villages for the homeless. The city has chosen the final 6 sites. The green pins on this map show the newest locations that were just announced yesterday. They're scattered across the city in North Portland, downtown, and in Southeast. Here's Maggie Vespa with the latest.
Today, we're here to announce an emergency declaration that Mayor Wheeler has signed to help us keep moving forward on building of the Safe Rest Villages.
Portland's housing commissioner is sick of bureaucracy slowing him down. In a press conference Thursday, Dan Ryan made 2 announcements. One, the city has chosen its final 6 sites for Safe Rest Villages, including those 4 new ones in green. We'll get to that in a moment. Announcement number 2, half those sites are owned by various city bureaus, and infighting between those bureaus has been slowing the project down. Enter, Ryan said, a solution, an emergency declaration giving control of those sites to Mayor Ted Wheeler, who will then turn over that control to Commissioner Ryan. Ryan acknowledging this is frustrating to people at home who just want the city to get this done.
They just can't believe what they're seeing, and they want government to behave and expedite and partner like never before. And I think what you're witnessing today is a big step in that direction.
Amid a mounting housing crisis, Commissioner Ryan called this a big win. He vowed to open all 6 safe rest villages, tiny house villages with services attached, this year, spring at the earliest. Without further ado, the locations. Among those 4 new sites in green, 1 in North Portland near Peninsula Crossing, 1 in Northeast at Sunderland and 33rd. There's 1 downtown along Northwest Nadeau, just north of the Broadway Bridge. Then finally, this one in Southeast. That's in addition to the 2 chosen last year in red. The Menlo Park and Ride in Southeast Portland and the Sears Army Reserve Center on Southwest Multnomah Boulevard. Neighbors around these new sites just started finding out about this week. News that has rattled homeowners in the past.
They're just dropping it in our laps and saying, deal with it.
At the same time, KGW's heard from countless people living on the streets who just want these tiny house villages, holding roughly 300 people total, to open as soon as possible. They say they don't understand the delay.
My big question is why? Do you know why?
Maggie Vespa, KGW News.
A follow-up now on the Arizona couple who just moved to Oregon when thieves stole their U-Haul with all their stuff inside. Multnomah County deputies say they've made an arrest. Jennifer Beltz and her partner Jeff were staying at the Comfort Inn off I-84 in Troutdale. It was their last stop before completing the big move from Flagstaff to Southeast Portland. Well, when they woke up yesterday morning, their U-Haul truck and attached trailer were gone. The Multnomah County Sheriff's Office says hotel security footage shows 2 people pull up in a silver SUV. One person broke into the truck, started it up, and then drove away.
They just did it like it was easy. We know Portland is full of wonderful people, but this really wasn't the way to get started.
Deputies found that missing U-Haul last night. That's the good news. A neighbor called when they saw the trailer at an apartment complex. Deputies say they have the suspect in custody. They also say they found other stolen items and a handgun in his car. All right, let's head back to the Weather Center on this Friday afternoon. And Rod, we are ending the work week with plenty of sunshine.
Oh, gorgeous out there, Brenda. You know, this morning, because we had little wind for much of the night, we actually saw some of the coldest temperatures of the week, which is really saying something if you think about the week that we're wrapping up, right? So here were the lows. Hillsborough got down into the teens at 19, PDX 24. Now the record for today is 23, so we just missed that. But 24 becomes the coldest temperature of this winter season so far. And 18 out in Hood River. Eugene at 23, I believe that tied the record down in Duck Country, if you will. It was 27 in Tillamook. Bend was in the single digits. Both Baker City and Rome went below 0 this morning. Okay, here's what you're looking at right now. Pretty much a clear sky, a little bit of cloudiness off to the western horizon. This is our live Uquinta Bay Newport camera, just gorgeous conditions. 46, not bad along the coast, not a cloud in the sky over downtown Portland. We thought we'd get up to 40 today at noon, and that's exactly where we are. That means 50 is actually a possibility despite that cold low this morning. We'll go 49 at 4 and then 38 at 8 o'clock. Some of you are dealing with east winds. We'll talk about that coming up, and we'll track the incoming weather system. It's getting close. That brings rain in before tomorrow comes to a close. That forecast straight ahead.
We'll see you then. Thank you, Rod.